that sounds creepy or anything.
Oh,
I'm
shucks.
doing good. How are you?
I am exhausted, but otherwise I am fine. Welcome everybody to the StarMorata Animal Show. And my point of direction is going to be all over the place tonight because I'm, of course, multitasking. But how
Oh
is
shit!
everyone? Yeah, right. Because I don't ever do shit like that. I
There.
never multitask. Pay no attention to the woman behind the screen. But you know, I think it's the first time that it's just been you and I doing anything.
No, we did your show, your midday
That's
show
right.
once.
You were on my chat and draw.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. But
It
it
was much
wasn't
more.
just you and me because Leon came on, didn't he?
Not that time. No, you were actually surprised because normally he hops on.
I could have sworn someone else was on when you were on. I can't remember.
No, it was just me. Got you all to myself for
Right?
a whole time period.
Shinikuru, hello. This is one part I don't know whose channel is coming from because we only well, if it's YouTube, it's me because your YouTube.
Well, my YouTube's running, and my Rumble won't pop up in there,
Sup,
so I
Dirt?
have to open Rumble separately. So it
Okay.
should be our
In
chats
theory.
together. So yeah,
Save as transfer.
theoretically, we'll see. I'll keep an
In
eye on
theory.
mine, but yours at the very least should show through just fine.
Right. Don't mind me, guys. I am in the middle of working on a little something, doing a
She's
little something something
she's
while we're
finishing her
doing this.
homework at the last minute.
I am. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. In my defense, it has been a very hectic week. But so guys, what we did was we decided one day because I think it was while we were on a um a stream for the midweek hump and we got left to our own devices for a few minutes.
Didn't take long.
It didn't take long. What was the first thing we started talking about? Was
Animals.
animals.
Yep.
And it was like a little challenge of, did you know? Oh no, did you know? And then we were like going off about animal grooming and oh, okay. All right, come on. And now we each got an animal. She's got a puppy who's all shaggy, and I've got an elderly cat who's all shaggy. So it's like
He needs a.
Shag's here anyway.
Speaking
Um,
of grooming, he needs a bath and a.
I
Oh
is he having sad moments?
no. She has a friend's puppy who just died today.
Oh no. Let's see. Okay, baby, you have my friend's puppy just oh, I'm so sorry, honey.
Okay. Let me put you down so that you don't
Just
break
I did
something.
ask for extra credit. I The problem is that I took on a lot at once. Because here's the thing, guys. So if you are a follower of mine, you'll know that up until
We'll switch to
recently,
this one.
I was working practically full time for No System, but due to certain events, I've had to obviously cut far down on how much I can do, which trust me was not exactly joyful, but them's the breaks. That's how the world works. So I had to
Okay,
get
your eyeball.
right. I had to get a job. I had to go back into the real world,
Ooh,
right? And so now I work for my if you all
peoply out
remember
there.
that restaurant that I was talking about last year that I was like, "Oh, this is a local restaurant. I want to help." Well, me and her became really good friends, and then when I was like desperate for a job, I was like, "Jasmine, hire me, please." And she's like, "Yep, okay, fine." And I was like, "That was easy."
And now you're like, what was I thinking?
Only a little bit. Because the one hand is I will say I needed this. I
Mm-hmm.
really did. Physically, I needed something like this,
Yeah.
but physically, I don't want something like this. I so tired. I hurt all the time, and that's why as a matter of fact, I may not be streaming tomorrow to my people.
Uh-oh.
Because what's tomorrow? Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day.
And you know what restaurants do on Valentine's Day? They host events. And she's got a kit and caboodle of events.
Oh boy.
Whole kit and caboodle. And so as a result, your girl's gotta She's
Work.
gotta be good. Yeah, I gotta work.
On
I've
the
gotta
plus
help
side,
out.
gets you moving, gets you going.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like, look, seriously, I need it, like, dead ass, I need it.
Mhm.
I just don't wanna. But I will
Aw,
say
poor
that
derp.
she's a very good friend, and she's very accommodating, and when she knows I'm in pain, she tries to make it easier, and I work with one of my other friends as well, and we just hired this really nice young man named Donald, and he is about as sweet as they come. Very nice kid. And so, let's see, who's on? Oh, it's my Jasmine. Oh, and, I hear that,
Oh god.
wait, views of the camera. I don't see. I see Rachel. Anyone need or want a cat? We have 3. Lady kicked out. Where are you located? I might have a connection to help out with that because I'm me, and I always have rescue, but I clearly got cats all behind me.
She
But
is the rescue at this point.
I am the fucking rescue. 2020 was bad for that,
Oh,
Like
yeah, no.
we can hop right in with that.
Oh, yeah.
So, let me tell you something, guys. Fun fact about 2020, it fucked over so many rescues really bad because the problem was rescues weren't allowed to go rescue at all. Like, they were prevented from going on to locations. They were prevented from vaccinating cats because there was this stupid BS going around where they were like, "Well, you can't touch the cats because the cats could get it or you could get it from the" all
From
these
the
stupid.
cat being exposed to someone that had COVID and yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Then there was another. Did you hear about in Australia that dog rescue?
Yes. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. If you guys
That
don't know
one
what I'm talking about, it was horrible.
that one pissed
This
me off so bad.
There were 7 dogs that required rescuing in Australia. And what happened was they rescue kept petitioning, "We need to go save these dogs, we need to go save these dogs." They were stuck in a shelter.
Mhm.
I'm laughing because I can't believe how dumb this was. Like, just on a stupid level. And just that no one talks about it now. The
Yep.
Australian government wouldn't let them go rescue the dogs. You know what the Australian government did instead?
Put the dogs down.
They had a firing. They didn't just put them down, they shot them. They went in there and shot all the dogs. And I'm like, they shot them at close range. So let's just start with that. So if the dogs were so dangerous, why did you let anyone go in there?
Mhm.
Just if you need more reason to know why it made 0 sense of the entire pandemic. I
Yep.
hate humans so much. Right, derp. Like, it was ridiculous. And I remember being just so enraged, and there wasn't enough news about it, which made me even angrier because
Mhm.
it really needed news. It needed to be
Abs
news, if you will. And I was like, this is some bullshit. This is some
Yeah.
party bullshit.
I remember getting quite angry talking about it when I did, so it was like, mm, I still can't even come up with words, but, it's not even just the rescues, the vets got hit real hard too because so many people were adopting animals because now they have time, and they seem to forget that animals need care.
Well,
So
it
even
wasn't
getting
just
into
that. They were so
Mhm.
bad about it because they would adopt these animals, and then what would happen is after a time, they would get bored with them.
Yep.
Or we had so many fosters during the pandemic, and now there's such a you can't find fosters anywhere. Like, they are unicorns, they are impossible to find, which is killing rescues because now they can't get anybody that they need. And what are we all supposed to do? Just sit around and do
Nothing. Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. And
Oh, it kills
I
me,
was talking to my vet's, secretary
man. Mhm.
because I had to go in a few times, obviously, because, I have pets.
Right.
And, yeah, she was just telling me about how she was pissed. She was so pissed.
And it's like you question there's so many things about how they did animals specifically during that time that I wonder, like, who greenlit this? Who thought this
Mm,
was a good idea? I know vet offices were really pushed to their limits during right,
Yeah.
because you had a lot of people so the pandemic is when I got the most kittens I had to personally rescue in the entire
Oh,
time I've ever rescued. I've never had to rescue the amount of animals I did like I did during the pandemic. It was guys, when I tell you, it was bad. There were kittens under my porch. There was kittens showing up at my job. There were just it was rough. It was rough. Now, I know you do rescue as well, horror, so
no, I've never actually done rescue.
oh, I thought you
Um,
networked and stuff too.
I mean, I have rescued animals from bad situations, but no, I just have pets because
Oh,
they come here and they don't leave.
well, I mean, that's pretty much what happens with me. So, I have had dogs actually knock on my fucking door, and I'm not joking when I say this. There was one day we were sitting in my living room and we hear a little scratching at the bottom of the door, and we're all confused, and this guy right here walks up to the door and he starts snarling at it. And I'm
Mm.
like, "Okay, so what is it?" And me being stupid, again, no self-preservation. I was like, "Well, let's go see what it is." So
Yeah,
I had
my
my
animal's not
husband
happy with it. I should open the door.
right. Mind you, do you know what I did? I said, "Honey, take the cats, move them away. Put them in a s"
I'm going to open the door wide, and this mountain lion's going to eat me.
exactly what I did. Well, I was in an apartment complex. I was like, "What could it be?" I open it up and this fucking Yorkie
Oh,
walks into my house. And when I say, guys, when I say walked in, he walked in like he lived there. And I was like, "Can I help you, sir?" I'd never seen this dog in my life. He had but then when I picked him up, I forget what his name was. It was some, like, human name, like, "Hi, my name is Randy," or something like that. And
mhm.
it said, I am a severe diabetic, and if I am not with my owner, it is a medical emergency. I must be
Mm.
returned to my owner as soon as possible." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Okay." Well, here's the thing, so I go to the address, mind you, at the time, my husband had to go to work, but he usually worked at night then, not during the day.
mhm.
So, it was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, something like that, and he usually went to work for 7:30. So, we drive the 30 minutes to the address on the collar. Wasn't the right address.
Oh, shit.
I have no way because at the time, I didn't own dogs. So, we have no leashes, we have no collars, and all he had is a collar, and this is clearly a dog that'll just bounce.
Walk anywhere.
So, I went and I bought a little cheap ass leash from the Dollar Tree. I bought, what I did not like is dog food, but it was the only thing I could afford at the time,
Mhm.
and because it was later at night, and we go and we, whatchamacalls it, I'm ready. My husband goes to work. I put the hi, Moon. I put
Hi,
the dog
Moon.
on a leash, and I start walking because 'cause I'm like, "Well, the dog was in my neighborhood, so maybe it's one of my neighbors." So I go, I take this dog on a leash, and I start walking. This is back when Starson had knees that worked properly.
Mhm.
And I walked up and down the complex with this dog. And I'm looking and I'm looking, I'm knocking on every door. No one recognizes it. And then one person said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe that is," and I forget what they said what building it was. They said, "I
Mhm.
think I've seen a dog in building 5." I go over, I knock on the door. This little, like, 11 or 12-year-old kid opens up, and he is barely containing 3 large dogs.
Oh, shit.
Now, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, but our apartments only allowed 2 animals. Now, here's my thing. I may have been over the limit as well, but I was much smarter. Someone knocks on the door, you fucking hide the animals. No self-preservation, this kid. Just like me.
I'll be fair, he's a kid.
And I'm like, "Is this your dog?" "Yes, we've been looking everywhere for him." And I'm like, I wasted an hour of driving, money, and time. This dog's right here. And then my other thought was, you were looking for your dog and you didn't think to go knocking on all the doors in your neighborhood first.
Right. Yeah, no. I have a funny story involving lost dogs.
Oh, please
Flynn,
tell.
who I just had up here a minute ago, this is Rudy, uh,
Papa.
was, I would, you do that thing when you have animals. Every so often you look around and you're like, where is everybody?
You
And I'm
count.
like, okay, so there's Rudy, there's Grace, there's Sophie, there's Tiberius, where's Flynn? Okay, where's Flynn? So you go out in the backyard, no Flynn. Look in the kitchen, no Flynn. Look upstairs, no Flynn. You look in the sunroom, still no Flynn. Oh shit, where's Flynn?
Flynn done flew
And
the coop.
at this point, you're like, how the fuck did he get out? Because everybody else is here.
Mhm.
Where's he? So you end up, um, I stepped out the front door and I walked around the block. I stopped, if there was someone standing outside, I showed a picture of him, say, hey, have you seen this dog? My mom was looking through Facebook. It was funny because there's a guy who lives on the corner over here. He actually has ducks. And I mean, the ducks are so freaking cute. He keeps them in the backyard most of the time. It had rained, so he had them out in the front yard playing in the puddles.
Aw.
It was ridiculously adorable. But of course, he hasn't seen my dog. I get all the way back around the block. I think, shit, I'm gonna look around the house one more time. I noticed that my mom's sitting in a recliner and the foot's down. I asked her to lift the foot of her recliner, and the damn little bastard's under there.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, he was hiding under her chair the whole goddamn time.
I'd have been so pissed.
I was livid.
Oh my god. Like you heard me running around, you heard me worried.
You heard me calling you. Ain't nothing?
Yo, he's
What the
talking
fuck?
to you now.
No, this is a beaver terrier. This is Rudy. He's my daddy dog. He's my stud. And he's a beaver terrier. And the barking is Sydney, his son, who hasn't found a home.
Paired. Okay, I've never seen this before. So, do you know what that means? You guys.
Oh, that must be from my chat then. Yes. Those are people talking from my chat. Okay. Thank you guys for watching my channel. I appreciate that.
Right? We want to give her support too. We're trying to this is a new thing. As a matter of fact, hold on. I think we weren't really thinking because guys, when I tell you I've been running around like today, let me see. Let me pick.
You leave those wires alone, you little bastard.
Just always feels nice with a little bit of background music,
Nothing
little
wrong.
bit of sound.
No.
But whatchamacalls it? No,
No kisses.
you don't want to get kisses? He is adorable.
I don't want to. There's one thing about this specific dog is he will lick inside your mouth if you give him even a fraction of a chance.
That's a boy.
And I don't
thing.
like French kiss dogs. It's just not my thing.
Orion waits, and if he sees I'm talking to him, he'll come right up on me, and I'm like, oh, like, not what I wanted. Nope. He nasty.
His son is just as bad. His son will run outside and then he'll run inside, jump up on my chair, run up to my face, and if I am not paying enough attention, it tongue's right in my mouth. Yes, actually, he is a lover. His name is Rudolph Valentino.
Yeah, dog spit is ill, especially if you have a dog that has no qualms about how far he's gonna lick. Again, like Orion, who's a little piece of shit. I love him. I love Orion. And I like giving him kisses on his little nosy because it's very cute. My favorite part to kiss on the dog is right here, like, so not the nose itself, but right here on the dent between the muzzle and the bone.
Yeah.
Because it's just the cutest of mwah. I get a little kiss right there. Excellent. My
dogs have bougie names.
In my hand. He has a bougie name. A lot of animals have bougie names in my household. And I'm so glad that she has bougie name to animals as well. Because everyone roasts me like, your animals have such complicated names. I'm like, so?
Sydney. Well, for example, Sydney is Sydney Poitier. All of my animals, with the exception of my cat Alex, are named after various movie stars from Hollywood's golden era. So he's Rudolph Valentino. I have Grace Kelly, Sophia Loren, Errol Flynn, and Vincent Price.
Oh my god. That's adorable. See, me, I pick my animals' names depending on their personalities and how they act. I'm very particular.
If there's one thing I've kind of noticed, it's that they almost grow into their names.
This can be very true. For me, I like selecting names. Like, so for instance, Penny got her name because of whatchamacallit. So there's a story for every animal in this house. Every single one has a story. Penny was found in a soda machine at 3 weeks old. They were repairing a Food Lion near us, and a neighbor of mine, she could not get another animal, and she called me, and she was like, I remember it was June 21st. It was 1 a.m. She calls and she's like, Cassandra, what are you doing right now? And I was like, I had just gone on a Pinterest binge. So I had gone and I had figured out all these wicked cool things on Pinterest, okay? I had gone to the Dollar Tree and I crafted it all myself. I was very proud of me, okay? And then I went to, it was either Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I got a couple of other things. And it was very cheap. I think I spent a total of $30 or $40. And I got all these really cute little things that I crafted, and I set up the house and I made it look a little prettier. And as I was sitting on my chaise lounge, I'm looking around, and I'm very proud. I had a chaise lounge then. I only got it for $50 because it was a rattan, and at the time rattan was out of style. So of course, I worked at a furniture store. So I used to love this thing. And honestly, if it matched my furniture, I'd probably still use it.
Yeah.
It's sturdy as fuck. Right now, it's under my dad's house. I have no idea if it's any good or anything. But anyways, so I get the phone call. I'm like, why? What are you doing? She's like, listen, my boss found a kitten, and we have it in a cardboard box right now, with a little bit of food. But if you don't take it, she's either going to leave it in her front yard with all of her Rottweilers. Mind you, it was the summer, and this was a week with 100-degree weather every single day, or they were going to bring it to the shelter. And I was like, okay. Now, if anyone's ever worked at a restaurant and or market, you're going to gasp at what cardboard box they had her in, okay? Who knows those brown paper towels, the long brown paper towels that come in those thin, no word of a lie, that wide cardboard box.
My God.
That's what they had her in. And they had a little can of wet food, and she was just like the most pathetic, tiny little thing. And the problem was we already had at the time, I gotta count, hold on. 1, 2, I think we already had 4. And I had already had to give up a cat earlier the year before that I did not want to. And now I'm trying to think, how am I going to lie to my husband? How am I going to tell him how we got this cat?
You just put it in the house and hope he doesn't notice.
So, well, you can't. We were in a 2-bedroom apartment. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to tell him. I believe this was 2015. I don't believe Greta existed yet. And I said to him, hey, here's what we're going to do.
Sorry.
I said to my neighbor, I was like, I'm going to say that I found her outside. I'm going to say that I heard screaming because Penny has a set of lungs on her. And I was like, I'm going to say I heard screaming. And I went and found the cat. My husband was livid with me over this. He didn't talk to me for 2 days. I lost temporarily a friendship over this cat.
Oh, no.
Everyone was mad at me for taking in this cat. So Penny was my breaking point. My mother was not mad at me, though.
Aww.
Because Penny... So that's why, like, I'm overly attentive to Zorro and to Penny. Penny's over here huddled in a corner. Because Zorro was named by my dad, and Penny was named by my mother. Zorro, because he's a little thief. And he's all black. He's got a little pantalones on. And Penny, because she looked like the depiction of Soft Kitty. And she was found inside a soda machine. So my brother was like, we should name her after a coin. And I was like, I don't want to name, because he wanted to name her Fizz or some. I hate names like that. Like, oh, I named my cat Fluffy because she is fluffy. No, shut up. And so, whatchamacallit? So my mom was like, well, why don't you name her Penny? Like Penny from Big Bang Theory, because she looks like Soft Kitty. And I did, and what's really, really funny, if anyone gets the reference, Penny responds best to Penny, Penny, Penny. I find that so funny. Hey, yeah, can you hear that little brrr? That's her. She's one of my most vocal animals. Right now, she is hiding because she don't like all the animals that are out. Specifically, she doesn't like Calliope. Her and Calliope, it is on site. I want a cat named Catosaurus. Catosaurus. I don't get the reference. Do you know the reference? StarmMorata?
I do not know this one.
I do not know this one either. Please explain, darling Sleazy. I do not understand.
Oh, it's a Warhammer 40k thing.
Oh, well, that'd be definitely why I don't understand. I ain't seen a single fucking episode of Warhammer, or whatever we'll call it.
It's more of a tabletop video game thing. Catosaurus is the former captain of the Ultramarine 2nd Company and current commander of the Victrix Honor Guard. His title includes Master of the Watch, Knight Champion of Macragge, Duke of Talassar, and High Suzerain of Ultramar. So he sounds spiffy.
That sounds pretty spiffy to me. What are you doing, Penny? Penny, what are you doing?
I don't know, but I'm wondering what that puppy's doing.
See, this is the mark of pet owners. We don't have lives. We just sit there and go, what are you doing?
What are you chewing on? What are you getting
what's
into?
That noise?
What's that sound? Why is there no sound?
Oh my God. So the most disrespectful douchebag I have in my house is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he will do everything. Like, he will do it right in front of me and then act like it's my fault because I didn't let him do it. Like, that's how he plays.
Yeah.
And it's every time. Like, he loves getting on my counter. Mind you, then he will act like a poor injured soul afterwards because when he got on the counter, he jumped off and it hurt his already hurting hip. And I'm like, oh, and I'm supposed to feel bad about this? Because I don't. Like, I don't know what you were hoping for, sir, but it's not happening. Well, I am trying.
I had fun.
Proud of what I'm trying to do, but is that Axel? No, it's Zorro. He's elderly. What are you eating? Why are you licking a rug but not eating your food? Why are you screaming?
I had so I told you about the dogs barking at night, right?
Right.
So last night they barked for an hour, and then they stopped barking.
And then you were like,
they didn't bark again until I let them out. But by the time I let them out, I had it in my head I was going to go down there and they were going to be dead because they hadn't made a single noise the entire night. And I'm like, oh God, they've died.
Like, what has happened?
Why are they so quiet?
It's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. You don't know what's happened and you don't want to know. You're just scared. Like, at that point, you scared.
And then you go down and you look at them and they're fine. You're like, God damn, I hate you guys.
It's I love animals, but sometimes they assholes for no reason. And that's what bothers me. I was watching. So a lot of times, like when I did a recommendation for videos during one of my what I was trying to do was a positivity stream or positivity video, I recommended a lot of YouTube videos with animals. And the one thing I hate is a lot of people that don't know what they're looking at. You know, when you're here, you ever see that? You're like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, that's what I found. So, for instance, one of my favorites there was a video of 2 octopi. Well, technically it's octopus. Okay? Now,
Whatever. Who cares?
right. These 2 octopus, it was put to this romantic, gentle, emotional instrumental, and it was saying the beauty of octopus mating.
Oh God.
And in the comments, you could see the passion. Oh, you could see this. Well, if you look, the octopus were like this, and then one went, and then it changed into black, and then it puffed away. And I was like, I know for a fact that octopus take longer than 2 seconds to mate. It takes a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this doesn't seem like mating, especially because of the color changing, which usually octopus only turn dark colors in stress.
Yep.
I looked it up. It was 2 males fighting. Like, it's well documented, both things. And I was like, not a single person thought to say, I should
38
Google that.
seconds. Yes.
Like 2 seconds, you could have Googled this shit.
Yeah.
And so a bunch. This is where I was being a little shit. So I went into each comment because people were saying, "Oh my god, I've never seen octopus mating before." And I'd be like, "Guess what? You still haven't."
Yeah. Right.
It's like, I got news for you. You still haven't seen it. And people got
You are
mad
still
at me.
looking.
Keep searching. I was like, if you just spent the time to Google it, then you'd find it.
About
And it was
15
stuff
seconds.
like that. 15 seconds, 20 seconds. You know what? All I know is typically it's taking hours. And that was not what they were demonstrating there. And I was like, your Twitch is Horror Emirata as well, correct?
Yes.
It's just Twitter that is H Emirata?
It's just Twitter that's different because at the time I was doing my Twitter, I had. I'm old, okay, people? Don't expect me to get your freaking social media shit right. Just don't. And I hadn't had Twitter before, and I didn't understand what Twitter was telling me, and so I ended up with H Emirata, and I'm like, whatever. At that point, fuck it. Of course, now I own 3 different versions of Horror Emirata on Twitter just because I accidentally signed up for 2 extra accounts.
Such a boomer, Sleazy says. Listen, I have 3 Twitters myself. I technically have 4. Okay, so there's one. What just happened here? Hey, excuse you. I know you're not going to shut down on me after all I've done for you. Sorry, I'm yelling at my phone.
Yes, it is.
No, stop it. No, I think my thing froze.
No.
I know, especially because of what I'm doing.
Stop. Make it stop.
Make it stop. I'm glad Penny is doing really good. I mean, I'm still paying up the bill, but Penny's doing really good. Old, ha, it is to laugh. Pluribus,
I wish.
You're like 2 seconds older than me.
And I'm older than her, so.
Neither of us look our age, though, which is really fun.
I know, that is nice.
Were you born in the afternoon, too?
I was born later in the evening. I was born like 8 p.m.
I was born
Derp and I share a birthday. Derp and I share a birthday, so Derp's birthday's on Wednesday.
Oh, happy early birthday. That's right. And everyone say happy birthday over to this young lady. She's turning 16 finally.
I wish. Things are so much easier when I was 16.
There were, you know what? My biggest worry was finding a guy to like me. And I miss those days. I miss those days so much.
I honestly, I don't want to go back to that. I don't. You could not pay me to go back to high school.
See, I was not all that upset about high school. My bullying days, like, people still made fun of me, but I was a bitch by that point. But when it came to elementary and middle school, that's where the worst of my bullying happened. As a matter of fact, one of the things that occurred to me, no matter what I did, people would be cruel to me, was when my cat died. My cat, Starlight, passed away. See, I was obsessed even then.
Mhm.
And I was 13 and she died, like, very rough and we found her body and all that jazz. And I came into school upset, as a 13-year-old should be. I mean, call me crazy. It's not exactly odd that a 13-year-old's upset her cat died. People made fun of me when my grandfather died, because he died on Thanksgiving when I was 11 in that same school. They laughed. They said, what, did a turkey pop out of the oven and give him a heart attack? And I'm like, I mean, it was funny, but I was 11.
Right. It's
Like, what
it's
kind of
funny
kid are
now.
you?
It wasn't funny then.
I could never tell that to my mom, because my mom was very close to my grandpa.
Oh.
But it was just like, the fact of the matter was, nobody waited. Like, we're talking like the day I came back from grievance, that was the joke. I'm like, 13 years old, 10 years ago. No.
How old do you think she is?
I don't. Pluribus knows how old I am. I'm 35, bro. I
I'll be
was
41
11.
on Wednesday.
I was 14 in 2001.
God, I was 19 in 2001. God, I feel old today.
No, what made me feel old was finding out that Leon was like a baby. An infant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That
no, I
made me
knew
feel
that.
old.
He's a child. He's he's verifiably a child.
He's verifiably a baby. It was finding out that he was definitively one, and I was like, wow. Just threw me for a loop. Threw me for several loops, as a matter of fact. Nope, little tiny bit low. I'm almost done with my project.
Why not train your dogs to not bark all the time? My dogs don't bark all the time.
Terriers.
And they're terriers.
Moon,
I mean,
Moon is an own dog. Yeah, Moon. I will tell you something. Terriers, you would be easier training them to pee in the toilet before you get them to not bark.
I mean, you
was
can
pretty
get them to not bark.
Oh.
Like right now, you can see we're playing in reasonable, we're talking in reasonable silence. It's just if you're coming in the house, if you're leaving the house, if the cat
Yeah, I
walks
know.
through the house, if if something's on TV,
You
There's a
breathe
list.
wrong. You say the right word.
Grace is in heat, so if I get up out of my chair, she barks at me. Ugh.
It's one of those situations. All right. I hope this doesn't cause any malfunction in the computator. We're about to find out.
Everything breaks. That'll be fun.
Everything breaks. Either someone's ears are going to bleed or something.
Oh, oh, great.
Which I hope not. I just have to add something.
All right. Hold on to your butts, people.
Hold on to your butts. Hi, Iris. Let me see. Can I enter the studio? Okay. Enter the studio. Hopefully it'll allow me to do this without damaging anything, because the last time I did this, don't allow. Okay. Don't allow. Okay. Enter studio without camera. Okay.
Oh, now she's doubling up.
Doing something real quick. Oh, that sounds so creepy.
I know. I hate hearing my voice more than anything.
I don't mind my voice at all. As a matter of fact, my mother used to make fun of me for calling myself the baby darling. I would love to watch videos of myself.
I hate listening to myself so bad. Oh my God, you did it! Yay!
That's what I was doing this whole time, guys. I wasn't looking at my phone and being rude. I was making this. I'm so proud of me. So
And she spelled everything right.
Yeah, that's what I was like looking back and forth. There's a little bit of error right here.
Yeah, you got a little bit of wonkiness there, but yeah,
But
you can fix it later.
I intended to have something all the way across there, and I didn't. Yeah, I was supposed to make that, guys. Oh, fine, bye. Fuck you too. He weighs like 11 pounds, so it's not like he's a light cat.
Yeah, no, I know how that goes.
I'm free. Gosh. But
For
yeah,
at least 10 minutes.
I wanted this to look nice, so I made sure. I even used a different emblem from the one up top. Oh, I see another error. Look at the top. Look at the top above your head. The line.
Oh no.
So close.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll have it for next week. You'll be good.
Right. I have it now. I can edit it. I can go back in.
You can fix that part.
The main
We'll be
thing
fine.
was I wanted to make sure I just had this up so people can see who we are. I put the main ones that I pretty much based off of oh yeah, Leon would have been fucking he would not leave
Leon
me alone.
jokes about everything.
So see the very bottom, there was a
Mhm.
thin, like thinner than that line of gap
Yep.
in the video, and Leon could see it, but I could not. A couple people could, couple people couldn't. And I was like, it's not that big a deal. He wouldn't leave me alone. He's like, I can still see the bar. And I was like, fine. So one day I fixed it after months because I was in the middle of doing stuff and he would get mad. He's like, no, I did it because Gothic said so. And I was like, no, I just finally felt like I should. Like, that's just how it is.
You should have just said yeah because I trust her taste more than yours.
No, he just find a way to turn. I remember, when one loves to bust agate, you have to be careful how often you give it to the agate busting. You have to be careful with that. But let me tell you something. Speaking of animals, I had duck tonight and it was delicious.
Oh, really? I have not had much duck that I've liked. I don't know what it is.
Once before.
Yeah.
Well, what have you had and why didn't you like it?
Well, my father did it once and he overcooked it, so it was dry.
Oh.
And he did it with cherries, and he did a very poor job. Of course, so then I didn't try it again. I did have some smoked duck on this sandwich of some kind. I don't remember what exactly was on the sandwich,
like
and
a
it was
minced
actually pretty
duck?
good. Huh?
You said it was minced?
No, smoked.
Oh, so they said smushed. And I was like,
No, it was smoked. It was like smoked duck and avocado and some other stuff. It was actually pretty good. And other than that, I haven't had a lot of duck, so I don't have a lot of opinion. Other than I've had it really bad and I've had it okay.
so the last time I had duck, I was 11, and I was at this big fancy restaurant with my grandmother who had a lot of money, and I ordered duck à l'orange, and I thought it's okay, but why is it sweet? Because I don't like sweet with my savory all the time. I'm very finicky about it. Like people who can have sweet potato casserole. Blech.
I don't even like sweet potato fries. Those are disgusting.
I think sweet potato fries are okay in the right situation. They have to have the right amount of salt, but
I don't like sweet potatoes. Let's put it that way.
yeah, honestly, I have to be in the right mood for sweet potatoes, and even then, and so when it came to, she made me, because I went over, like I said to you earlier, I had to go and help my boss because my boss and I. Number one, the reason why I like my boss is she reminds me so much of my mom in a lot of ways. There's some ways where she is nothing like my mother. But when it comes to cooking and big ideas, they could have been sisters. And Jazz, like me, is not a naysayer. She's like, okay, let's plan for it. So she is trying to start a lot of things. As a matter of fact, some of you will know that I have started talking to a Twitch streamer called Sharpie Thief. She is wicked fucking cool, and she actually is local to me. And we had a meetup last week, and now she and I are thinking of doing some kind of art event where we sell tickets. Like it's have a whole plan idea. We're gonna charge a certain premium per head, and then people will come to the restaurant. It'll be a private event.
Hey, Sassy.
Right? What do you think? Like, what?
I think that's a great idea.
It would be a little pricey per ticket, but that's because you'll get the food, drink, art supplies, everything will be provided. All you've got to do is show up. And so I'm just thinking of stuff like that event. Yeah. So it would be like, for instance, let's say I wanted to do some kind of make your own ramen event. We would provide all the ramen bits, all the bowls, the food. There would be boba. There might be, because there's events like that we would plan for. For instance, Jasmine has the equipment to make, are you ready? Taiwanese shaved ice.
Oh, wow.
Really cool kakigoris. She has the ability to make rolled ice cream. She makes fresh homemade boba, popping boba, and fruit jellies. And
wow.
Variety. Like right now, I am actively planning a ladies' high tea. that we're gonna do. Like I am very good at clerical and planning. Fly across country, rent a car, get a hotel, then just show up. Listen, Pluribus, I'm going to let all of my patrons know about it. So you guys will know the real details about it as it's going on. And I'm trying to aim for next month. And what it would be is a artist trading card thing. So what we would do is we would take Bristol paper, cut it out into trading card sizes. You get acrylic markers, and then you would make your own trading cards, and then you would share it with the artist there.
Cute.
So it'd be a really fun event. You can do that. She does it a lot. Like, we'd have a bunch, and that would be the free thing that you can take from your favorite artist that's there. We would have merchandise to buy on hand, just stuff like that. You said ramen. I'm liking it right. Like, I want to do a hot pot one. I was talking to Jasmine about it tonight. I'd want to do one for hot pot. I want to do one for Japanese and Korean desserts. Just different things. Because if you give Jasmine the idea, she's like, okay. Like, all she wants to do is try. And if she doesn't get it right the first time, by the second time is perfect. And when I tell you, this duck, you ever have a really good juicy steak and all it needed was a little salt and it's caramelized in its own juices?
Yep.
That's how this duck was, guys. And fun fact about duck, right? So most dark meat birds, did you know you can have them rare?
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that. And when I tell you the duck was rare in the middle, it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. We want to get emu, we want to get ostrich, pheasant, quail. Like, we want to try a bunch of different meats. Yes, it's true, Mitchell. Ladies, high tea, I'll need a new dress.
Yeah, those kind of birds are less susceptible to that one thing I can't remember. Salmonella. There we go.
Salmonella.
And the fact they're not farmed the same ways as chickens. Though chickens are getting slowly better in terms of whether or not you can.
Well, they're starting to do more free range. They're starting to do less. Because the problem is the inbreeding and
well, having them live on top of each other and
Right. All seabirds are edible. Listen, technically all birds are edible.
Technically everything's edible once.
Right. Listen, everything is edible.
Once.
You're a survivalist until you're not. I'm just saying. I prefer well done. I will tell you right now, Moon, most meat, here's how it is. Fish, the only reason that fish has parasites in it is if it's not flash frozen for 72 hours. Even shellfish, like even scallops, you can have them raw as long as they have been frozen for 72 hours. The only ones they don't recommend are shrimp, and that's because shrimp are bottom feeders and you can't track where they've been. But then at the same time, oysters are bottom feeders and everyone eats them raw. So I'll see you enjoy my humor.
They're also filters.
Interesting. Yeah. But the thing is, if they were truly that dangerous, you know how many people would die every year from them?
A lot of people get sick from them if they get them from the wrong place.
Well, yeah. If you get in your fucking oysters from the Gulf of Mexico, you asking for it. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, that's on you. Okay, you don't know what you did. But this was a question that I wanted to pose to you, StarmMorata, because I think I am rather controversial on this. So I believe that any meat is fine to be eaten as long as it is killed in an ethic way, right? And they're raised in an ethic way. So, like, for instance, a lot of folks rail against the dog and cat meat industry in Asia. And I said, my biggest issue with it is, do you see how the animals are treated? Do you see how they're stealing pets?
Yep.
That's my largest issue with it.
Yeah. I mean, I would not personally ever probably eat dog or cat just because I don't have to. But you're also talking about a culture where their options for protein has been extremely limited. It's like the whole thing, when the Modelo virus was going around and the whole wet market thing was going on, and people were up in arms about that. I'm sorry, but it's a cultural thing for a reason, because those people have to find their protein somewhere,
Right. I
and
agree the
that's
wet
where
markets are
they get it.
gross. Like, I mean, they could be a little more sanitary, but
Yeah, yeah.
at the same, like, again, these are my problems. My problem
Hey,
is
Hank
not
out.
necessarily with what they eat, it's how they eat it. Like, the thing is, people are like, oh, well, suddenly they're talking about eating bugs. My father was in the rice paddies of Vietnam over 60 years ago, okay? No, he's 73. Almost 60 years ago. And here's what I will tell you, they was eating it then, and they had no qualms, and they've been doing it for centuries.
Yeah, well, I mean, even now there's places where bugs are literally the only protein, again, because
Right.
they have to farm it out of the rice paddies, because they don't have the arable land to do livestock and stuff. Now, that's not to say that all of us should be fucking eating bugs. No, I am not gonna goddamn eat no bugs. I'm gonna go out back, if I have to, raise my own goddamn cow and eat that. So,
Right, and that's I agree on that. I
hey,
think that
Jessica, thanks
I
for
think
stopping
that
in.
hello. Like, my thing is this. I don't disagree that it's a little odd that out of nowhere everyone's like, "Let's eat bugs." And I'm like,
I think it's a little.
but I will also say that I in the past have with no qualms said, "Hey, if they want to make flour out of uh uh crickets and grasshoppers, that is a
Mhm.
clean protein and healthier for you, and you don't notice because they find it and they grind it into such a fine powder you wouldn't know, then I don't fucking care. I just don't. That's shit that I don't care about. I do think with roaches, when people are like, oh, we should have roaches, I'm like, no. Roaches, no matter how clean you raise them, roaches naturally carry way too much. I draw the line there. But there's a lot of times where people freak out about certain, it's like the whole Rihanna thing. Like, I think people look for reasons to get upset these days. Like,
Yeah.
we're feeling too much on the right, like we're the right in everything. Everyone's mad at Rihanna for grabbing towards her pelvis, and no one realizes that, one, if you notice, her entire outfit was to frame her stomach. She wanted to show off that she was pregnant. How are you going to get your eyes towards her belly? We reaching down. Everyone's like, oh,
Yep.
she's wearing rubber boobs. I think the reason she was wearing the rubber titties is because she's probably lactating and didn't want to get wet titties on TV.
Well, not to mention they get kind of sore at that point, and I imagine it kind of gave her a little buffer to top it off.
Right? Like, I mean, let me tell you something. For the 5 seconds I was pregnant, I was walking out of my bathroom because at the time in my apartment, I had an ensuite for my master bedroom. And it wasn't a big bathroom, but it was great if in the middle of the night I had to go to the bathroom. There was no clothes needed. I could just run right to the bathroom. I turned and my nip nop just scraped the door jamb.
Oh.
And when I tell you, someone could have taken my nip nop and put it in a vice and twisted, and it wouldn't have hurt as bad. I screamed. I just was like, and Matt's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I hit my titty. Like, I was like, something's not right.
This sucked.
It sucked to high heaven. Hi, Edie. My eyes are always going for the belly. But it was just really cute. You could see she was really excited to show people. Also, no fear, because that bitch was like, what, 50 feet in the air on a platform? And I was like,
did you see the meme though where people edited in Smash Brother characters on the platform?
no, but I love it. That's gorgeous. I love that. One of my bosses is watching right now. Everyone say hi to Iris.
Hi, Iris.
And Iris and I are always talking about animals. Once we finish our meetings, like every Monday we have a meeting for No System to get caught up with everything and finish everything. And then once the meeting's done, where she's like, okay, here's my cat. Here's Chanel. Here's Versace. And we're sitting there. I'm watching all her cats. Hi, Captain Fluffy Paws. And we just have a big old ball. Like right now, I'm so desperate to pick up Penny because she's sitting there so peaceful. And then, oh, he left. Oh, you son of a bitch. You guys can't see it, but in the corner, Sinbad was there earlier. So I was gonna go get him. I think he sensed it. He knew something was up.
He knew and ran.
Oh yeah. Oh, he flies. But yeah, so I always wonder that, because like the other thing for me is, with the exception of gators, I don't like carnivores as much as a meal. I don't think carnivores taste as good.
Well, I mean, to some degree, I think you have to be. I think you're probably right. I'm trying to think of the things that I enjoy eating that are carnivores, and
They're not good.
I don't know. The salmon count as a carnivore?
I mean, technically all fish are carnivores,
Yeah.
but they also will eat like planktons, and they're more like insectivores and
Yeah.
pescatarians.
Yeah.
So I mean,
like,
would a salmon eat? Okay, but pigs are omnivores eating.
this
Like,
is true.
yes, they can be carnivores, but they'll
And
mostly
most of the pigs you eat are on a vegetarian diet.
exactly. Except for the ones that are really close to, you know, like Detroit. They probably get a mixed diet.
Yeah.
Um,
Or if you're eating like a wild boar or something.
even wild boars. Wild boars are more dangerous for like, you know, your vegetation. They can and will take out, you know, because like my dad had snake, and he said snake is
Snake's okay.
it's okay.
Nothing special.
Frog is really good. Now
I've never
frog
had
is
frog.
carnivore, because frogs will eat anything.
Yeah.
And I will say they're pretty good. So I don't know. So I'll take back. Except for amphibians and reptiles
And fish.
and fish. I guess mammalian what?
We don't really like mammalian carnivores. That's just how it
Right,
is.
mammalian ones, the mammals, okay? Because Penny, what the fuck are you doing? That can't be comfortable, kid. She's sitting here like just
Right? Yeah. Cats are
balancing on a fucking box.
Mhm.
How long before Star talks about Yahtzees?
Why would we talk about Yahtzees? We like animals way more.
Like the game? Or no?
No, he's thinking of the word that begins with N but ends the same way.
Ooh.
We're trying not to Godwin the conversation. God damn it, derp.
Why was I gonna do that? Yes, frog legs are really good. And my boss pulls out this frog the other day, right? She had 2 legs, and one was bright pink, and one was more along the lines like you could tell these were 2 different species, because
Mhm.
one looked like he never missed leg day, and one looked like he just considered it. And the one that just considered it was more pink, and the one that was like much more leg day was a whiter color. But frog legs apparently can come in all different shades. And
Yeah.
she said to me, she goes, "Do you think they're different species?" And my dumbass was like, "But they're just frogs." And then it occurred to me, "Oh yeah, there's different kinds of frogs." And as she said it, I was like, "Oh, that's true. They could be different frogs."
Mm.
But yeah, she just started serving gator bites, and I have yet to have them because everything she makes is spicy, and I'm a bitch, I'm a wimp.
Oh, come on. You just got to get over it.
No, I don't want to fight my food nor my back end just to get over spiciness. Okay, like that's just suffering.
Yeah, I've had deer a few times, though I prefer elk.
I have only had them in jerky form. Like, so I in my personal opinion, once you make meat into jerky,
It's all the same.
It's all the same, except for texture. Because at that point, I've technically had gator, I've had kangaroo, I've had ostrich, I've had venison, I've had elk, I've had buffalo, I've had bear. Like, I had all those in jerky form. And except for texture and very light flavor notes, since they were all cured the same, the only jerky I will say was different was salmon jerky. Salmon jerky is different. And I will say overall, as I've gotten older, salmon has become a protein of choice for me.
Salmon's a good protein.
Enjoy it. I enjoy it smoked. I enjoy it jerkied. I enjoy it raw. I enjoy it cooked. I could eat salmon all day long. Penny, hey, come here. You're being
She's like,
weird.
"No, I don't want to do it. What are you talking about?"
She talks all the time as soon as you touch her. I stick to chicken. I promise you. I promise you. There is so much, like, my boss asked me tonight, she's like, "Would you try pheasant?" I said, "Is it a meat?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Then I will try it."
You had lox this morning.
I don't like
I mean,
meat.
yeah. I mean, I'll try anything once. So
What I don't like is veal, suckling pig, and lamb. I
I
don't
like
like
lamb. I'm not gonna
But
lie.
see, I would rather have uh an adult than a lamb.
The flavor's so different.
See, everyone says that about veal, but honestly, I will tell you, I don't even like the flavor of veal.
Veal, I agree. Veal, I don't like the flavor of, but lamb isn't quite the same. It's like not. It's not the same. How do I put this? It's not as unethical, I suppose, in my mind. For one,
You don't know
they
what I'm
don't
saying. Why?
they don't raise it the same. A lamb is, I mean, lambs are just kind of let to live. You don't have the same kind of, trapping them and overfeeding them kind of issues.
It's true, but it's still a
And
baby. Although, I mean, I guess that's relative because
I
at
mean,
9
everything
or 10
dies eventually, as long as it got a happy life while it was alive. Mhm.
no, that's true. That's true. Two big gals chatting. Food is going to come up. Well, the thing
Fuck
is,
yeah.
like, at a restaurant, especially because that's all me and my boss talked about today was different foods, different events, different venues. Because you know, working at a restaurant, that's what you're going to think about all the time, and it's just funny because Jazz always knew that if somebody was a picky eater, they don't want to eat anything. And the problem is I will eat different things.
Mhm.
I have set rules. Don't make it spicy, don't make it sour. If there's tomatoes, I ain't eating it, and I don't eat any condiments. So I don't obviously have hot sauce, and I don't need ketchup, mayo, relish, mustard, none of that. Like,
You make me sound way less picky now.
oh my god, I'm super picky about that stuff because a lot of it comes down to the way my stomach reacts to it, and I have a super sensitive nose, so the smells overwhelm me.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
very
can't smell
simple.
shit.
I would much rather have the meat, and that's what Jazz and I were talking about tonight with the duck. I would rather put a little bit of salt and let the meat speak for itself. And we were talking about it because, like, a lot of people already, this is where we're gonna get canceled. A lot of people, specifically those who are not white, who believe they can cook, think over seasoning is cooking.
Oh yeah.
And when you've got to cut through the seasoning that you've blackened, which I mean, burning food is not cooking it.
No.
Sorry.
Well, in some small cases it can be, but that's a separate issue.
We're not talking about grilling. We're talking like I put it in the oven and I shoved all these seasonings on it, and there's a thick crust of seasoning, and you can't tell because they're just dumping half the seasoning onto it.
That's
And then
not cooking.
and go, they say whites can never, and I'm like, you're right, we could never because we like tasting our food. And I said, you're right. And that's what she and I were talking about. But she was not used to, so it's taken her a lot of trial and error to understand how to feed me. And now she knows that I'll eat just about anything, just don't make it spicy.
You see, I love spicy food, but when I say I love spicy food, that doesn't mean that it's just hot. When you put it in your mouth, it can't just be hot. There has to be a flavor to it. Right. So, like, I'll make a chili, and it'll be there's actually 3 separate heats that you will get when I make a chili. You'll get that front heat when you initially put it in your mouth, you get the mid heat, and then you get the build heat, which I kind of have to be careful about because my mom can't handle hot food. But
yes, Mom.
I have trained her, though. She's getting better.
Poor mama. She's gonna suffer like I do.
No.
Here's what I will tell you. Like, for me, my husband loves the spiciest of spicy food. Here's what's so funny about me and my husband. Okay. My husband hates pie, sushi, any seafood. Anything that comes from the sea. Mind you, he has eaten seafood and not realized it. But he'll claim he hates all seafood. I think it comes from, like, he had some kind of deep-seated issue and now he won't try it at all. Okay.
Mm,
But that's more for me. So he doesn't like seafood. He doesn't like eggs. He doesn't like pie. He obviously won't eat sushi. I don't like tomatoes. I don't like spicy. I don't like any condiments. Everything that I love, my husband hates. Everything that my husband loves, I hate. When I cook for him, I have made amazing tomato sauce, chili, gumbo, stews, and curries that have all the flavor balances and all the right stuff. I can't touch it. My husband can't cook a lot, but I'll tell you what, you know what's hilarious?
mm.
My husband is excellent at cooking eggs for me. He makes fantastic eggs. And I just think it's so funny because, like, when he cooks for me, he can't eat an ounce of it.
Oh my
And
God.
I just think it's so. How do you guys? We don't cook together. I had to
No.
force him to learn how to cook the eggs. I literally had to force him. I was like, Matt, if I am sick and I can't handle it, we don't ever have money. You need to be able to cook for me.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he finally learned, and now he's like he's more open to learning more things.
Mm.
And he's getting there. But his idea of cooking before was just being able to put hot dogs on a grill or putting a frozen pizza in the oven. And I was like, oh no.
That's not cooking. No.
That's not. We're going to have to learn today. He knows how to make my coffee now. He knows how to make my tea. And I was like, because I'm not going to be the one learning this shit. Sure, you know my social, but do you know how to make my coffee? That's important to me. So,
Yeah, no. Bringing me my coffee is possibly one of the most important things she does for me.
What about you and your pet name? Remember we
Oh,
the other day?
Yeah, there's that too.
It was something from the midweek hump, and it was racist. But I had to bring it up because I thought it was so funny. My husband eats what I cook, but he can't cook. Box, bag, bottle, or can. If it comes with directions, I can cook it. My husband, the other day, he technically made his curry. So I made a few years ago, and I thought they were all gone. And then I unearthed it from the freezer. I made these about 4 or 5 years ago. I made what I call curry bombs. And what I did was I made a giant batch of a curry base. I made pastes.
Mhm.
So I put a bunch of different seasonings and flavors, and I used garlic, onions, scallions, and I made them into big balls. And I froze them. Hi, Desert Jack. And the idea was, if Matt ever wanted curry, he didn't need me. All he
Mhm.
had to do was take a curry bomb, put in the raw elements, whether it be vegetables, chicken, pork, beef, whatever, put in the curry bomb, put in enough broth or water, and just let it boil.
Right.
And I felt bad because we have not been able to afford in this America to drive to the markets I need to get the seasonings I need. I've been out of them now for years.
Mm.
And I unearthed about 4 or 5 in a bag. And I was like, babe, your
Nice.
curry bombs are still here. And he was all excited. And so the other night, I literally sent him voice directions. This is what you have to do. I had to tell him exactly what to do. He still got it wrong slightly. I tell him pull out the wok. He pulled out a frying pan. But you know what?
Yeah, I can tell you stories about that.
I'll let it go. And so I walked in, and it was so nice to smell like my real cooking again.
Mhm.
It was so weird. I walked in and I was like, I looked at Matt and just this is so humble of me. I went, fuck, I'm good at making curry. How you doing, babe? It just smelled so damn good because you could smell all the different spices. You could smell all the different levels. My nose
Mhm.
absolutely opened up. And I just thought it was so funny. Damn it, I exited out of Facebook. Why are you... Hold on, because I'm getting alerts. And it's not supposed to do that. And I don't know why it's doing that. Oop.
I cook prime rib every Christmas.
I love You talking about food? Now I'm gonna be hungry. Food talking is amazing. Last boyfriend I had, I cooked him a prime rib dinner. Fool just about started to cry. No one ever
That's
no one ever
sad.
cooked for him.
That's one of the sadder things I've experienced in today's world is the number of people who just don't know actually how to cook. And it's like, how do you expect to survive if you can't make your own food?
Ramen, because that's how my husband survived.
Ramen can be okay, but
It's entirely empty carbs and zero nutrients and sodium.
mhm.
So the minimum it does is put food in your belly, but you become easily nutrient deficient. So what he
Oh
would
yeah.
do is he would shake things up with like frozen chicken tendies and shit like that. Like there was never any true nutrition. And I was just telling this. Who was I? It was the other. Oh yeah, because we were at dinner with my brother's in-laws,
Mhm.
and I knew the moment that Matthew morphed over into bougie. Because his mom had 5 kids, so she really couldn't do a lot of, like, home cooking, and so she would follow the sales, whatever was on sale, she would make.
Yeah.
We went to visit her after about 4 or 5 months of him living with me, and as a child is wont to do, he just opened the fridge, and he looked and he went, "Ugh, all this soda. Margarine? Mom, oh
Margarine.
god." And I remember the moment I heard him say that, I was like, he's one of us now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had finally come around, and it was just so funny. Lucky,
Yeah.
let me see. I have a husband who cooks me food. The hell she does. She lying straight through her teeth.
I do the cooking, he does the dishes. It's the best thing ever.
I
hate
do.
dishes.
I see. And that's what I do at the restaurant. And I'm really good at dishes because my mother, because like for years we grew up without a dishwasher,
Mhm.
and we grew up without hot water or heating. So we would boil all the water, and then we pour this boiling water onto the dishes. And at the time when I was young, it bothered me just because I would want to do them, and then my dad would yell at me to do them, which then, of course, naturally, I
They do
didn't
not
want
want
to
to
do.
do. Yeah.
And now, like right now, there's a sink full of dishes, and technically, a certain someone playing PUBG is supposed to be doing them.
We had leftovers tonight, so he doesn't need to do the dishes tonight. But
Well, I technically
last
have.
night I made fried chicken, so we had quite a bit of dishes to do.
Saw. Oh, that's something that I'm having a hard time with, right? So Jasmine at the restaurant. When you cook at a restaurant, fun fact that you guys should know. Sometimes if you have a dish that's constantly made, they will par fry some.
Mhm.
They'll fully fry it and they'll leave it on the fryer later. So just in case the quick drop to crisp it, they'll do that. This is
Yep.
something that a lot of restaurants will do just to have them in advance. And so at the end of the night, if we get a big rush, Jasmine will make a couple extra pieces of chicken so that way we have it.
Right.
When it is done, we don't want it to go bad.
Mhm.
So whoever needs the food will take it home. And your girl don't waste shit. So if it's I can't. Like I'm actually trying to actively train my boss to stop throwing the food into the trash bins so I can throw it to the animals. I have a bunch of wild animals that I feed here, guys. There's a
Mhm.
raccoon, there's some possums, there's some chickens, there's some wild birds, there's some wild dogs and cats. And so I throw the food out over there in my woods so that way something eats them. But what I feel bad is when I take it home, I'm trying to avoid fried foods at all costs. And then but the thing is, when you's broke, you can get it for free. Are you really gonna waste the food? And so
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
gotta eat.
right, I gotta eat. So I make sure that I push myself a little more each time she gives me some. And I'll tell you what, I'm really proud of my knees because they have been. Don't feed wild animals, they'll keep coming back. See, I want them to come back, Moon, because the wild animals on my property also eat the wild bug. Possums and raccoons eat ticks.
Mhm.
Cats eat rodents.
Mice. Yeah.
I don't have any rats or mice in my house. Ever.
It's literally why we have 2 cats,
Yeah.
is to keep the mice away. And we don't have mice.
Right. The squirrels are the only things, because they're big enough and they're tough enough, they fight off the cats.
Yeah, they will get in a fight with the cats.
Right. Ooh, and the squirrels I have around
And the
my-
dogs. Actually, I had a dog get his ass kicked by a squirrel once.
I can see that. Orion tries to chase them, and I'm like, boy, you fight in a losing battle.
The terriers, oh my god. You know how they are. I had them sit at the bottom of trees and stare up, just waiting, like they think that squirrel's gonna come down and let them eat him. No, he's not coming down, sweetie.
No. It was hilarious. Like, they'll sit there, and the whole lot of them. So we have a big sliding door over for the dog yard. They'll line up and watch the window. They'll sit there and they'll stare down. There'll be a bird, a squirrel. Never seen a chipmunk, which is why I believe the cats are taking out the chipmunks. One day a cat left a vole. No, it was a shrew. It was a shrew, and I didn't know what it was because it had no eyes, I thought.
No.
We were just super tiny.
Yeah.
They left a shrew on my porch for me. I fucking hate squirrels murking my chickens. Oh yeah, squirrels are mean, dude.
Squirrels are assholes.
Like, I love squirrels, I genuinely do. But what I love is that a lot of folks think that squirrels are sweet little herbivores when they
Nasty.
are very territorial omnivores. And I have a pretty good relationship with the wildlife around me. Like, I very purposely, foster the relationship of these animals in my property because it keeps the animals I don't want away. A lot of rats and mice can't be on the property because there's too many other animals that keep them at bay.
Mhm.
A lot of the wild cats come to my property. The wild dogs come to my property. The deer sometimes come to my property. And the chickens are always on my land. So they're eating up the bugs that I don't want. So even when I can't afford my bug guy, a lot of those roaches that live naturally in North Carolina, fun fact, anyone living in the South, it's about to be roach season. Yeah,
I'm so
I
glad I
can't.
live in Montana.
Yeah. There's a reason why Squirrel Girl is undefeated. Squirrel's entertaining.
Because she always goes for the nuts.
Oh, Desert Jack, I hate you. I've wanted a pet squirrel for forever.
Mm-mm.
I would love it.
Nope.
They are very fun.
They're also highly invasive.
I mean, they're natural here, but they are invasive countries.
They're invasive here. I mean, they weren't really supposed to be a critter up here. They cause a lot of environmental damage up here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know they're native to North America, but I don't know if it's just your area they're not supposed to be in.
Yeah, no. Well, the ones that we have, the specific type, there were squirrels previously, but the specific gray squirrel we have now actually forced the other ones out.
I can see that.
So.
Yep, it's getting warm again in Texas time. Right. I can't. That was something I learned the hard way living here in North Carolina. And I had to tell Sharpie Thief that because she was saying how she was out in the garden. And the thing is, if you lived in New England at all, you can garden and it's great. And you think, oh, well, I just have to avoid the poisonous animals and the venomous animals. And that's true. Down here.
Way more of them down there.
But, well, no, because there's none in Rhode Island and in New England. You don't have to worry about that. The worst thing you have to worry about is a garter snake, a coyote, or a fisher cat. And the thing is, coyotes and fisher cats, well, and ticks. But coyotes, fisher cats, they're gonna stay far away. And the further up New England you go, you might have to worry about bears and moose. But again, these are all very large animals that are typically very
easy to spot.
Yeah, like they don't like to be seen. They don't like to be bothered, so they stay away from you. A lot of the animals down here are not the case. You've got the European hornet, you've got the Japanese hornet, you've got the large Asian hornet. You have got cow killers. Cow killers are velvet ants, have one of the most painful stings in the animal kingdom. And the thing is, they look really fucking pretty. Like, they are gorgeous. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get this up. Because I found out most people don't know what the hell they are.
I'm so glad I live in Montana because we don't have this shit.
Let me tell you something.
Worst I got to deal with is the parasites that eat my fucking leaves, and yellow jackets. That's it.
Wait till you see this thing, guys. Because this animal is very pretty. It like, especially from afar, like when you're seeing it. I remember seeing one. I'm so glad I didn't touch it. Because I don't touch bugs as a rule.
You really shouldn't. It's a bad idea.
It really is. Look at this.
Oh yeah, he's pretty. Nice colors. They scream, "Don't touch me."
Yep, they come in blue.
Literally, they scream,
come
"Don't
in-
touch me."
Yeah. Fun fact about the animal kingdom, guys. Brighter the color, leave it the fuck alone. Just don't even. Not even once.
Mm-mm.
There's moose. As far as I know, there's moose in Montana.
There are moose in Montana, but they don't normally wander through my backyard.
Rachel, are you in the upper or lower part of California? Because depending on the part, you got to worry about tarantulas. You got to worry about scorpions. That's something that Texas, I don't envy you. Fucking scorpions. They're so rare here. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we don't get scorpions up here. We you can get some different types of spiders, but for the most part, you're just going to deal with your typical garden spider or something. You're not going to have to worry about like black widows or hobos or anything like that.
Yeah, hobo spiders. Those are typically found not even in America, which is why it's weird that they're even here. I've got one for you guys. I've got one that I only found out about recently, and I'm one of those weirdos. I actually really want to buy a carcass.
Oh, there's black widows up here too. You just don't see a lot of them. They're typically, they like to hide in dark, wet places, like my basement, which I won't go into because I am an arachnophobe.
Are you guys? You guys are not ready. You guys are not ready for this.
Am I gonna scream? Oh, this is pretty.
This is the Asian blue carpenter bee.
Oh, he's cute.
I gotta fix my pants. My pants started falling while I'm sitting. That's You can buy the carcasses of these. They're actually seeing right here. See? You can buy them framed.
Oh, cool.
And when my dad showed, because I love my father, but my father is 73 this year, and he is one of those guys that falls for those posts where it's like, this is a real animal. I'm like, Daddy, it is not. Daddy, this is real, and they're so cool. There's also, let me see if I'm right. There's types of bees.
Yep.
That are blue, like the blue honeybee, but there is this type of bee that is not this honey, that is blue. It is non-aggressive. I believe it's this one. It's not native to here, so it's really not wise to get them. Is it this one? But there are species of bee who are smaller and really good pollinators. See, this motherfucker is now here in the Kakalakis now, and I'm not okay with it. See, I find bees exceedingly fascinating.
They're interesting.
I think they're just the coolest things. A lot of bees, ants, wasps, their entire structure really fascinates me. Also, I just noticed my double chin is starting to go away.
Yay!
That's what happens when you don't eat, don't sleep, and you start sweating a lot, kids.
And you move around a lot.
Yeah. Scorpions and tarantulas are not that bad at all. I don't know. Listen, Desert Jack, don't make me hurt you.
You see, I have no problems with scorpions, but tarantulas are spiders, and spiders are evil.
I just, where I'm fine with them? I am fine with them outside of the house, away from my property. They can exist anywhere else as long as I'm not existing with them. There was only one spider that I had an actual relationship with, and that was Carl. Carl was my window spider in my bathroom throughout the entire pandemic until about I want to say it was last spring. Carl lived a couple of years.
Did he
One day,
eventually turn against you and you had to kill him?
and no, Carl was dying. So Carl is a very long story. Okay. So one day I looked up in the bathroom. This is when it was around 2019. We had just moved in here.
Here's a sentence I
And
didn't need to read.
huh? What?
Did you guys know that spiders can fly? I don't know
Yes,
about
I did.
this.
But that species is only in,
Try to
guess.
forget.
Take a guess where the species is.
Australia. Yeah, there's a list of reasons why I won't go to Australia. Spiders are like number one.
They create big like
Parachutes. Yeah.
parachutes, and they
Yeah, and then there's the one season where just everything's covered in nothing but spider silk. And no.
Derp,
Mm-mm.
you only know that
No.
because I posted that video.
She
You
was so
only know that
pissed.
because of me.
She's so pissed to find out about the flying earwigs.
When I tell you, yes, I know. Come on, sir. Come up. This is my
Thankfully,
black apple.
there are no earwigs in Montana.
Yeah, well, count yourself lucky. The little bastards are evil. They've bitten my cats. But what was it? Oh yeah. So, I look up as one does while going potty at my little tiny window in my bathroom, and I see that a rather large spider web has taken over the upper part of the window, and it's connected to my curtains. And the thing is, when you live in the backwoods, you're easily gonna get flies.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed this particular spider had done a pretty good job of not only killing flies, but neatly putting them in a little corner on the far end of the web. So he had a little trap, probably a sheet actually, had a little trap hole on one side of the web, and a foot away on the other side was where Carl's trash bin was. And at the time when I saw Carl, that Carl was a big deal on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started jokingly, I was like, all right, you're paying your rent, sir. And no word of a lie. I don't care what anyone says. This is where I'm going to sound fucking crazy. I looked directly at Carl in his little hole and I said, here's the deal, bud. The day you decide to die is the day you stand in front of me. Keep that in mind. Okay? And after about 4 or 5 times, because I kept pulling the curtains away from his web because I didn't want him putting webs on it. After the 4th time, he never put a web on my curtains again. Now, that means he fucking learned. And so I was impressed with Carl for that. And for the next 2 years, I would sit in the bathroom and I would talk to Carl while I was going to the bathroom because I have IBS, so I'm going to be in there. And I would sometimes, just to torture my friends, I would send them pictures of Carl in his web because they thought I was nuts. And Gothic said I was nuts. My 2 best friends said I was nuts.
I
My
would
dad
say you're
said I
nuts.
was nuts. Everyone thought it was stupid. And my husband, every once in a while, would threaten to kill Carl. And I say, don't you dare. He pays the rent. He kills more bugs than you or I do. Leave him be. And so Carl got to stay there. Well, then one day in 2022, early 2022, Carl left the web. Carl left the web and got up into the upper corner of the ceiling. And I was like, that's not good. Carl, we had a deal. You don't do that. And over the next 3 or 4 weeks, Carl started moving around the ceiling, setting up new webs. And I think Carl was trying to find a new food source because, see, that was around the time that the bug guy was really working well. And he had really eliminated the source of the flies. So he was getting less food. And then, no word of a lie, one day I was going to the bathroom and I'm looking all around. I don't see him. And I look down at my feet and it's the crazy thing. I said, I think this is Carl. He was standing facing me on the ground. And I was like, and I kind of felt bad because he was moving real slow. Like, you can tell when a spider is not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I called Matthew and I was like, is this Carl? Because we'd seen Carl plenty of times now. He's like, I think it is. I go to pull out my phone to take a photo for the last time. My husband stomped right on him. And I was like, Matt, he's like, what? He was dying. I said, I wanted to take a photo first as the final of Carl. And he's like, listen, you had to deal with him. If he got out of the web and stood in front of you, you kill him. And I was like, yes, but I wanted to give him a small grace period. And I'm still so mad at him for that because I wanted to take a photo so bad because it was the first real clear shot of Carl that I ever had or would have had.
Yeah, no, basically I have kind of the same deal with all spiders in my house. If I see you, you die.
Right. Like you can, if I see you, if you're up there and you're taking care of business, I see you're earning your rent. For instance, there is one, but I refuse to bond with it like I did with Carl. There is one in the front of my kitchen door. And it didn't just take out anything. It took out a big ass fly. And so I'm like, okay, you can stay for now.
You know, I don't want to see your web. I don't want to see your body. I don't want to see one of your legs. I don't want to see shit. You take care of your spiders where your bugs and shit where I can't see it, and we're good. Otherwise, I'm calling the exterminator.
There was only one other spider, but again, she was outside, so it was okay.
Outside,
see, I didn't mind.
You can live outside because outside's not mine.
Right. We called her Shelob. Shelob was no word of a lie that big. She was like a size of a quarter, maybe a little bigger. Okay.
I won't even kill you if you're in my garden.
She was in front of the doggy door. Not a stupid spider, because what she'd do is when we'd open during the summer, what would come in is all the bugs, so she'd be catching them. And it was a big orb weaver, right?
Oh God,
so,
those are huge.
Oh, she was gigantic, and I've got to find them. There are videos on my Facebook of Shelob. The day I decided I liked Shelob was when she snatched a whole ass roach. And we're not talking a roach. We're talking a roach. She got a outdoor, like, so fun fact, palmetto bugs or the large brown roaches, smoky browns, if you see them in your house, you don't technically have roaches. No. They are travelers. Now, they are more wild. They will meander about. So you're going to see them coming in and out of your house, but they don't live there.
Yeah.
If you see smaller reddish brown roaches that have little phalanges coming out of their ass, then you got a problem. Those are Germans, and Germans are out.
Germans are a huge problem.
Right.
You see one, you probably got another 10,000.
Exactly. And so, which is why I'm a bug guy. And see, Shelob had taken out a whole ass smoky brown. She took him all the way out. And then a week later, she took out one of those big ass leafy grasshoppers. Like, took him all the way out. So I was like, damn. So I was very impressed with Shelob. I did feel bad. One day she killed a firefly. And how we knew is we could see it flashing in the in the little web she made of him. I had to comment on water bugs that, yes, and guess what? Your girl did not know they could fly until they were flying at her. That was a fun day. What, Penny? What?
I'm good. As long as it's not a fucking spider, we're good. We're good. I can deal with anything but the goddamn spiders.
Ticks.
I don't like ticks. I don't want ticks on me, but I will not freak out if I see a tick.
I will freak out. And I will freak out even more if they're on me. I had a full-blown meltdown the day I had a tick on me. So, I am afraid of the Lone Star tick. Who in the chat knows what a Lone Star tick is? Go ahead. Take a guess. There are two bugs that I never want to get bitten by. The Lone Star tick and the vinegaroon. Do you guys know what a vinegaroon is?
I haven't heard about that one.
Oh, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. This is the animal show. I promise you'll never seen an animal like this before. You don't know those? Well, get ready. You about to get a nightmare fuel. This is a vinegaroon.
Oh, he's interesting.
Vinegaroons are arachnids, And the reason they're called vinegaroons is because if they bite you for up to 4 weeks, you will taste nothing but vinegar.
That sucks.
Hence why they got their name. Now, supposedly that has been
Debunked.
debunked, but my husband knew somebody, which I know is a weird thing to say. Like, oh, my husband had a friend that knew a guy. But yeah, that's where
And
they
his
get
brother.
And but the Lone Star tick, I want everyone to know what they look like. They're called Lone Star because of that, right? It can also look like a diamond point. Sometimes it can have little points. And the Lone Star tick is one of the most, in my opinion, dangerous ticks. Because a Lone Star tick can make you allergic to all proteins and meat.
It wouldn't work for me. What do I eat then?
Yep,
I'd have to start eating like vegetables.
and it can last for up to, I want to say it can last for up to 30 years if I remember correctly. Let me see.
Oh, fuck no.
And it might never go away.
And you see, the nice thing is you look at the map where they supposedly are. Montana is not in there.
No, but guess what? Your girl found out for sure that the Lone Star ticks were in North Carolina because I was driving home from a cat rescue.
Oh no.
And I'm sitting there. And as I'm sitting there, I remember the shirt. I think I threw it out. I got so freaked out. I had a bright purple shirt on and it was nice and stretchy. And as I'm driving, my husband was driving, I see, hold on, you know what? I should turn this off I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I'm going to show you exactly how freaked out I got. We're going. And I'm like crawling because they're one of the most aggressive ticks that exist. Crawling down was a Lone Star tick. We are doing 50 down this back road. I start stripping. I'm pulling off my shirt. I pulled off my bra. It's broad daylight, mind you. And I am waving my fucking shirt out the window. We get over to this Dollar General because it's 5 billion of them. We get to this Dollar General parking lot, and I'm sitting there screaming. I'm shaking out everything. My titties are flying, and my husband's like, "Cassie, you have to calm down," because like I knew exactly what tick it was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want none of that. I didn't want to catch any smoke. And hell no, I'm staying away from those two. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. Right.
What does that make us? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Babe. Nope. He's in it.
He's playing.
I wanted him to come and relay the Vinegaroon story. Great to see you
Hey,
too.
Grant.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Grant Gregory. Do you have any
great
animal
to see you.
stories? Come on to us next time. Whatchamacallit though? It is like I only have a few fears in my life. Some of my fears, so it's getting in a car accident, falling in
I've
the
done
tub,
that. Haven't done that.
getting bitten by an animal that could do some harm to me, like a venomous snake.
Yeah.
The Vinegaroon I could deal with. It would be annoying. But the Lone Star tick is up there in my fears. And see, so another thing, this is completely off of animals. One of my other fears happened this year.
Uh-oh.
I fell twice in my tub.
Oof.
And the thing is, it's not because I'm fat. The bottom, like even my husband has fallen. Okay. So the bottom of my tub was really fucking slick. And the first time it happened, I went airborne. And I flew up in the air, and by the grace of God, I landed smack on my ass cheeks on the side of the tub. So I bounced up, and it just hurt a little bit. But right before Texas, I didn't tell anybody, I fell a lot harder.
Oh, no.
I fell really hard. I was going to fall face first into the side of the tub, and I got to turn myself. When I turned myself, I took the fall with this entire side of my body. Guys, when I tell you, That was excruciating. And see, yeah, the butt did not hurt as much as my side. I was bruised for weeks. And
Yeah.
that's because the fall was that. Because again, my tub, the water is so slick that you don't just slide, you up in the air. And for me, I watched enough Maury as a kid. And you'd hear these stories about people dying from head injuries in the tub and bleeding out. Nobody knows it. I avoided the tub for a week. Didn't go anywhere near it. I was like, I stink, but I don't care. I'm gonna die otherwise. Because guys, when I tell you I'm scared, I was scared. So we got these floor pieces. Here's the funny part. So we got these little stickers, the best in Amazon, and they are great. My feet are so small that they walk in between the stickies.
You need more stickies.
I need to buy more stickies. And I was so mad because I was so excited. I'm like, I'll be safe now. I'll be fine. And I stepped in and I was like, my feet are supposed to be wide. Like, I was so not okay. Body pain
I have big and wide feet. I'm good.
See, I have short feet because guys, I don't appear it, but I'm really fucking short. Like, I have friends that know me in person that didn't believe I'm as short as I am because I don't get physically close to a lot of people. The only one I do is my husband. And then if I've known you for a really long time, you'll at least get a hug, but I'm not going to hang all over you kind of situation. My husband's best friend one day, I was like, I'm 5'2". And he's like, the fuck you are? I'm like, I'm 5'2". And he said, prove it. So I got right up on him and he went, well, shit. And it was so funny. But yeah, a lot of people don't believe I'm a hobbit.
You know, I'm just your average 5'7" woman, so I wouldn't know.
That is the average. I think 5'6" to 5'9" is average.
Mm-hmm.
Anything above that is considered tall. And anything below 5'5" is considered below average.
Yep.
So Derp is 6 feet. Little bitty BBW, right? And I'm squat. Like, I'm the little teapot, and I am short and I am stout. This is God's honest truth. 5'4" is average. Yeah. It's
Okay,
only
so
2
apparently
inches.
I'm tall.
You guys act like you're so tall.
Wow.
And see, I didn't know I was that short. I thought I was just short, like,
just a little short, not a lot short.
A little short. But when everyone, when the internet taught me how short I was, I didn't realize how many females weren't as short as me. But what's funny is most of the females I know are. There's a fair portion. Like, so all my coworkers at No System are shorter than me.
Oh, wow.
My boss at Jasmine's is shorter than me. Now, Jasmine's Vietnamese, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But the girls at No System are not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I guess everyone's just short when it comes to
we
that.
went to visit, we went to Orlando to do the Geeks and Gamers meetup.
Yeah.
And all the Geeks and Gamers girls are shorter than me. I was kind of weirded out.
Maybe.
Like, why is everybody short?
Maybe it's an introvert thing. I don't know.
I'm an introvert. I'm tall.
You're still short.
Compared to what?
Sheep?
Well, yeah, but he's 6 even, so.
Dang, I feel short, but I'm okay with that. I just need to find... Listen, Edie doesn't like showing her face or anything, but I'll tell you what, Edie's got a fantastic body, guys. I get to know this. So as the privilege, I'm going to let you guys know. The day you all see Edie, you're going to be like, damn, girl. Girl, she's gorge. Whatchamacallit. Last time I checked, I'm 5'2". Are you, Moon? Oh, we're hobbits together. Oh.
Oh, cute people.
Listen, you're
X-Ray
adorable.
Girl does look tall, but I'm taller than she is. I was surprised to figure that out.
Is
she? She's like, I would say she's probably 5'6".
See, 5'6" isn't. I don't know.
I'm 5'7", so she definitely felt shorter than me.
Yeah.
But she was taller than all the other girls. But she's not as tall as me.
I don't think 5'6" is short to me. I think as long as you're over the 5-inch mark, you're not short.
Yeah.
I think if you're used to a lot of 6 foot people, like Matthew is almost 6 feet. He's 5'10", 5'11".
Mhm.
My brother and father are closing in on 6 feet. Um,
No, my best friend's 5'10".
yeah, see, and you know what my husband tried to show me, and I didn't understand why it was funny, and maybe the chat can tell me. My husband showed me this meme, and it was a video of people just walking through a store,
Mhm.
and it said, "Put POV, you're 5'2". And my
What
husband,
part of the body were you looking at?
no, it's like it's you, and you're
Right.
looking at the shelves, and I was like, so. He said, "Is this how you see the world?" And I was like, "It's just shelves." He goes, "Cassie, most of us can see above them."
I mean, he's not wrong.
And I was like, "But it didn't, to me, it didn't look any different. Like, I don't
Yeah, because
know."
that's not where you are all the time.
And he made it sound like it was so weird, and I'm like, "It's not that weird, okay?"
Well, it's
Like,
like, when you're playing with a kid and you get down on your knees to be at their level and you realize, it's kind of short down here. Oh, wait.
get down on their knees to be at the look at her turn around. Good night, everybody.
We've done our job. We'll catch you later.
Right. Cheers.
Derp, I'm an extreme introvert. The only reason you see my face on the internet is because after about a year and a half of streaming, I finally felt comfortable enough to come out from behind the octopus or
I'm so
squid,
proud of her.
whichever.
I don't know what
Hey,
inspired her
Primal.
to do it, but I was very proud of her.
It was a combination of things, really. So,
I'm gonna take a picture and send it to all of you guys on my Instagram of what Penny is doing, because I'm gonna send one to you, because it's just like she looks.
proceeds to unzip. Look, put that back.
Proceeds to unzip it.
Hey,
Put
Cody.
that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
I will send sheep at you.
Uh-oh. You don't want that. Oh. See? My boss has been sending me text messages. I just realized it.
No.
The majority of them are trapped. Listen, Iris. I don't know if she's still watching. Yeah, she asked me because she had a bathroom spider too, named Derek. See, I'm not
If
alone.
you're a spider in my bathroom, you're dying. I don't care where you are. You're dead.
I appreciate the spiders that contribute to the fly apocalypse. Hold on,
I
guys.
appreciate the spiders that contribute to it as long as I can't see them.
But see, he was behind a curtain and he was up, stored away, and it was just really.
Oh God, no.
Like I would have to pull back the curtain and look through the sunlight just to see him. What I really like to do is I like to fuck with him, so I would wait and I go just to blow on the web, because he go and he go running away, and so I just.
So you shortened his life by scaring him. Is that what I'm saying?
I mean, he scared the shit out of me the first time. It's only fair.
Oh, you want to talk about scared the shit out of what it would have been in. We had just moved back into this house, so June of last year, we'd moved back into this house after having it. Oh, what a sweet kitty!
That's what she's doing right now.
Funny. But we had the whole thing. Basically, they gutted the walls, or they gutted the kitchen, or no, they gutted the bathroom, put it back together, painted all the walls, did all the power and everything, and we'd just gotten back in, and we were setting things up. All the dogs had their kennels, and everybody else had left the house, and I'm sitting there getting comfortable with the dogs and relaxing, and Grace was no, I'm misremembering. No, this was before we were leaving the house. Okay. Before they'd gutted everything, because we still had the old carpet in there. And but everybody had left. We were home alone. Grace was pregnant.
Okay,
and
yeah.
This
I'm looking at
is.
amazing.
I'm looking at her and she's got her nose on the floor and she's sniffing at something. I'm like, girl, what are you after? She lifts her head and I'm not kidding. A spider this fucking big. It's in the middle of my goddamn living room. And I'm like, Jesus fuck, what is that? And is it going to bite my dog and kill her?
It was probably a wolf or a hognut, at least. That's the safe part. Because spiders get. So, fun fact, because I watched.
The bigger the bigger they are, the less poisonous.
The bigger they are, the less poisonous they are. They're more of a hunting brand. Except for like orb weavers. Orb weavers and garden spiders tend to be sedentary. They don't move a lot. Hognas, prepare yourselves.
Well, my research said it was probably a house spider. You'll notice a brown house spider. And I've only recently come to the point in my arachnophobia where I can approach and attempt to kill a spider, because previously I was one of those people who was worried I would miss and it would come back to get me. I'm still worried I'm going to miss and it's going to come back to get me, but I try.
So I have all right, hold on. First, gird your loins, chat. This is a hogna. Okay? So this is a hogna spider. These are the spiders that are most common as a spider you'll see, a large one in America. They are pretty frequent all around, but they can get up to, I think if you can see me in chat, hold on. They get up to about that big. They can get pretty big.
Yep.
And hogna, they're better known as the wolf spider. This is where she is going to judge me. I have saved a wolf spider before.
You can save I've known men who would pick them up and take them outside. As far as I'm concerned, it should die because it's just going to come back in the house.
I don't totally disagree, but I got a good story for all of you. So, back in Rhode Island, because again, there's nothing really venomous in Rhode Island. I was downstairs and there was a hogna next to the dryer. And I sat there and I went, Matt! I'm watching it. Get the tennis racket. So we had the electric tennis rackets. So I'm watching it. I swear to God, this was out of a fucking movie. He brings it down, hands it to me, and I lean down. Back when my knees worked really well and I could get like all into a crouching position. We dropped it on it and we pressed the button. And it was snapping and crackling, but the spider wasn't dying. It was trying to get away. So I tried to roll it to the underside, and it was so big, the tennis racket rolled up with it. And my husband and I went, oh! Like, just like, it was right out of the way. We zapped it till there was smoke. And it finally died. And that's when I learned that it's very hard to electric tennis racket a large bug.
Yeah.
Just smush it.
No.
That's a kick-ass picture, Primal. Look at the cousin of the Black Arachnia from Bee Swords. Right. Iowa has wolf spiders. Someone told me they're like the second or third most. That's a lie. They're not.
No, wolf spiders aren't. But that doesn't mean, my baby was pregnant. It was big. It was a spider. I already have issues. So I managed to, for once in my life, put on my big girl panties and found something in which I could kill it. So I did manage to kill the spider. It's terrible because I'll find, I'll see something on the wall and I won't look right at it because I don't want to actually know. And I'll say, honey, is that a spider? And he'll go look and he'll tell me yes or no. And then he'll get a paper towel or something and he'll pick it up and he'll throw it away. And I will ask him, honey, did you feel it pop? Because I want to know that fucker's dead. I need to know that its little exoskeleton has come out. Yeah, no, gone. Nope.
I don't blame her. I do kind of crush till it pops. Do you want to know, speaking of babies getting bitten, do you want to know what I didn't know could bite with a real sting and could cause an allergic reaction?
Mm.
Are you all ready?
Hmm.
I did not know. Fun fact, they can bite you too.
Really?
I had no idea. And I found out the hard way because Zorro got bitten one day and he looked like Marmaduke.
Oh no.
And I found out, like, I was like, because he had been fucking with the stink bug, and I was like, it's fine. And then I saw him jump back, and so we killed the stink bug because it clearly bit him in some capacity. And then about 30 minutes later, his whole entire front muzzle was blown up.
Mm. Poor baby.
I had a meltdown because you see, your girl was broke as fuck, and I didn't know what to do. Thankfully, you can give a cat Benadryl.
Yeah,
Not to
I've
confuse
learned
with-
when you can apply Benadryl to a.
in small doses, but yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, not to be confused with the stink bug. You so funny. I love
Uh-huh.
you gotta kill it. It's electric. Boogie woogie oogie. Gosh, someone was mean to our rescue puppy because as soon as the electric grass. Listen, kids think it's funny to chase animals around with that shit. It's not, but
Mm-mm. And you
a
should be a
lot of
kid you find
people-
doing that.
yeah, a lot of people don't understand animals. Like, plain and simple, they don't understand animals. But here's what I will tell you guys. We are edging towards midnight, and I have to go to work at 10 a.m.
She's gonna be up early.
Well, yeah, because what time is it for you? It's just reaching
It's just
10
10
o'clock
now for me. Yeah.
So I'll give you enough time to relax and unwind and get everything done. So
Yeah.
I think for our, what do you think, Hara, for our first 2 hours is good?
I think we're doing good. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's what we said, that we'd try it first, and then if we, feel good going on longer, 2 hours is a good.
Turnout so far.
Yeah, I think we're doing great.
I think our maximum, I think, tonight was 17.
It's not bad for a first time out.
It's not bad. Especially considering we kind of slingshotted half of the advertising because somebody, nameless, may have been a little distracted by a couple of things going on.
Nobody here like that. No. You think I should stream derp? I'll think about it. I've got
I'm gonna edit
set up for the night
because I speaking of, since most of my core audience is here, before you guys skedaddle, what would you rather I do? Stream tomorrow night or stream on Wednesday morning or afternoon? Because I am going to be at my job tomorrow afternoon helping out for the events that are going to happen tomorrow early evening. So I see Edie, I see Moon, I see Pluribus, I see Allison, I see Esteban, I see Jack, all my peoples, Rachel, after 40. I see a lot of my people here. So you guys tell me, since you're all the people that really show up for me. So tomorrow night. I got 2 for tomorrow night. It'll be helpful for me if it's not, it's up to you. I say Wednesday for the birthday bash. Oh,
well,
I
we're
was
gonna be on
planning
Mini
on
Comp.
dropping it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was already planning. So I got 3 for tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night would be good because Starman is going to be going to work tomorrow on Wednesday. So I can't do anything tomorrow night. We're just gonna do a little something when I get home. So I'll probably stream tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. You guys are okay with that? But otherwise, well, I think for our first time around, this has been pretty good. So, Hara, why don't you lead the outros? Tell everyone where they can find you, what they can do.
Well, you can definitely catch me Wednesday on the Midweek Hump. With that'll be on the Shagsworth channel with Sheep Sidian. And Mr. Grant Gregory, I don't think is going to be on this week. I think he's got some stuff going on. No Green Rocks, and our guest will be Lethal Lightning. Love Lethal. He will be fun. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to hang out, and then possibly gaming Thursday, maybe. Well, no, then definitely gaming on Twitch Friday and Saturday, and then gaming on Sunday, and then we'll be here again.
Yes, this is going to be every Monday, guys. So just like
Same
how
bad
I
time,
stream on
same bad
Tuesdays.
place.
Yes. Same time, same place. Maybe we'll go longer because, It won't be like this week. Right now, I'm having
Won't
we're
be a
doing a lot
restaurant
of
holiday.
groundwork at my restaurant. Yeah, a lot of groundwork at the restaurant. We're trying to get a lot of things planned for great success in the future. So, aha, hold on. If I'm gonna exit, let's see if I can grab him. Boy, hello, boy. Hey. Look, it's the baby. So, I think it's excellent. I wanted to show off a little Sinbad. Look how good he's looking and how angry he is because he doesn't want to have to. He doesn't want to have to sit still, as little boys are wont to not do. But as for me, you guys, you can find me on YouTube at Starson. If you want to follow my artwork, you can go on to Instagram, Lady Starson. And let me see. He's getting very big. I don't know how much he weighs, but I'm wagering he's between 12 and 13 pounds, judging by how he feels. Because Axel's 16 pounds, and he's feeling pretty close to Axel. I will also I'm also on Patreon if you want to support me financially because I fucking need it. Times is tough, kids. Times.
Oh, if we're gonna, you can also support me on Locals. So go ahead. I will be trying to make more special content over there for Locals specifically. So
I'm gonna try to make a YouTube membership. I'm because just because a lot of people don't really care about my artwork. They think it's nice and all, but a lot of people that go to my Patreon are really there for the artwork. Whereas, and just because they really like me. Whereas, I know a lot of people don't like the NSFW, so I'm going to try to work on this week making emotes, making badges, and reasons why. Still going to decide on prices and everything, and I have a goal, but we'll see. But anyways, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, although my Twitter is just me being a bitch. 9 times out of 10.
That's different.
It's true. I'm always a bitch on there. Check my friend in Cap Game. What you doing?
Oh, it's my Nightbot has timed things.
I can't remember, but but the thing is that's because you're a Patreon member. Most of my Patreon members care about the artwork. I'm here for the snark. But yeah, that's about it, guys. And thanks, Derp. Derp is so sweet.
I love Derp. He's great. We share a birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Derp.
Better. But otherwise, guys, I think this is a really good start to it. Horror, I'm so glad we finally did this.
I am too. This was fun.
If you guys have anything you want us to talk about that are animal related coming in the next week, shoot me or Horror a message either on Discord. She's in my Discord, and I think I'm in yours.
I don't have a Discord. I have a Gilded.
Oh, so
I don't think I'm in your Discord though, but we're friends on Discord. You can catch me on Twitter though. Feel free to message me on Twitter.
Send her a message on Twitter. Send me a message on there, and you can also comment on my community post down below. Because I did share this stream to the community post, so you can go there. Otherwise, guys, I think we're good for tonight. What do you think?
I think we're good. Thank you so much. This is fun. Look forward to doing it more.
Yes. And guys, you know my old send off. Remember to tell people that are important to you, that you love them, and to be safe. So guys and Horror, I love you. Be safe and have a great night, everybody.
Love you too. Night night.